Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be looking at last year's draft, the 2020 draft class, and see who their player comparisons would be. I saw an article out here. I obviously haven't looked at it yet, but I thought it'd be really interesting for a video because there might have been some misconceptions about how players actually play in the NBA, like LaMelo. I didn't really see him as a solid three-point shooter, like right out of overseas. I'm not sure exactly where he played, but it's players like that who have through their first 40 or so games in the rookie year that have shown that maybe some player comparisons weren't accurate, and maybe some were. Maybe some were spot on with, like, Anthony Edwards, Tyrese Haliburton. But yeah, let's get right into it. So this is by Hoops Hype. I will link this article in the description below. But first player we have here, Anthony Edwards. I don't know if this was before or after the actual draft, so I don't know if it's gonna go in order, of how they actually were drafted. But we got NBA comparisons in Donovan Mitchell, Eric Gordon, and Dion Waiters. I see Donovan Mitchell. I do see that. Obviously, you got their like stat spreader right here to really glance your eyes on. Eric Gordon, I don't think the three-point shooting is really there. I mean, maybe a young Eric Gordon. He played for the Hornets, not my Hornets, but the New Orleans Hornets when we were the Bobcats. But maybe that kind of Eric Gordon he could turn into. A Dion Waiters, I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure about that comparison. But yeah, next player we got LaMelo. LaMelo, baby. Jason Williams, Rajon Rondo, and Sean Livingston. Okay, I have Basketball Reference on here. I was looking up Anthony Mason before. I don't know why. Jason Williams, because I want to see how tall. He was only 6'1". Okay, so I understand that it's hard to really put a comparison on LaMelo, because whenever you put a point guard that can pass and that can facilitate like LaMelo, it's always going to be like a 6'1" point guard. LaMelo's like 6'8", 6'9", so that's probably why you have the Sean Livingston right here as kind of a blend. I can see what they say. Someone compared LaMelo to a 6'7" version of Jason Williams, and I can't unsee it anymore. The comparison makes sense in terms of creativity. I mean, we can look at Jason Williams' rookie year: 13 points a game, 6 rebounds. 3 rebounds, 6 assists. So, I mean, LaMelo's already doing better than Jason Williams, Mr. White Chocolate himself. Rajon Rondo, he's already a better three-point shooter than all these players, which is kind of crazy. Neko Okongwu. So this tells me, it's not in the same order as the draft actually was. It must have been made before the draft, which makes sense. So Onyeka Okongwu, I haven't watched much of him this season. He's being compared to Bam Adebayo, Tristan Thompson, and Montrezl Harrell. I would say just off physical attributes, a combination of Tristan Thompson and Bam Adebayo. Because I don't think he's as slow as Tristan, but I don't think he's as dynamic as Bam. So maybe like a blend of those two. I don't see the Montrezl Harrell comparison. You see their stats right here. This must have been when he was in college, Onyeka Okongwu, because he's definitely not averaging 21 in his rookie season. So James Wiseman, second overall pick. Warrior. I don't know if any Warriors fans watch my videos, but I'd be interested to hear if you guys would have rather drafted LaMelo instead of James Wiseman. Obviously, the position in LaMelo Ball doesn't really fit your guys' timeline, but obviously you needed a center. So it'd be interesting to hear Warriors fans' point of view. So we got Chris Bosh, which coming into the draft I did hear a lot. Miles Turner and Hassan Whiteside. I do see a little Hassan Whiteside in him, and Hassan Whiteside has gotten a bad rap, but maybe a comparison to Hassan when he was with the Miami Heat and he was really breaking out, but he got lazy, and he got his contract, and yeah, he's just rotting away in Sacramento right now. I do like Hassan Whiteside though, so I shouldn't shit on him too much. Killian Hayes, let's see what we got here. Russell and Dragic. Now, this is a very accurate take. That like this player comparison is probably the most accurate I've seen so far. Just because Killian Hayes is a very inefficient point guard, very inefficient rookie, which is expected. He's a rookie, so. But I did expect him to be a little more solidified in the NBA game because, overseas players are playing against true pros instead of college athletes. So, but the efficiency standpoint, D'Lo is definitely there because I follow some T-Wolves fans on Twitter. And they're always like, D'Lo's back this game. He had 27. I look at his field goal percentage is 30%. So like come on, guys. Deni Avdija, haven't watched much of him. Obviously, they got to compare him to other foreign players, which they didn't do. I guess scoring Dragic they did for Killian Hayes, but. Hedo Turkoglu, who was a fantastic shooter, which is what Scott Brooks is forming into Deni's. He's more of a spot-up shooter, which I don't necessarily like. I think he can kind of be a Mario Hezonja. That's probably a good comparison of what he could be down the line. Obviously, Hezonja is not what he was thought of in the draft, same as probably Deni. But I didn't really expect much from Deni at all, so... It's all right. He's still a 6'8" forward. But yeah, Tyrese Halliburton. This will be interesting. This will be very interesting because Tyrese Halliburton broke onto the scene. In my mock draft video from months ago, I think I had him going top 6. He fell to, 10th or 11th? I thought that was the steal of the draft, and it's probably shown out to be. So we got NBA player comparisons in Shai Gilgeous, Lonzo Ball, and Monte Morris. I like the Lonzo Ball and Monte Morris. I don't know if he has that, scoring regimen as Shai does. Obviously, you see their comparisons right here, but this is a Shai from last year when he was still with Chris Paul, so we didn't really see his true potential. But Monte Morris. I'm interested in what Monte Morris is up to. Last I saw him, obviously my computer is not cooperating. Last I saw him, he was with the Nuggets. He's still with the Nuggets. He must not get much playing. He gets a lot of playing time. I don't know why I haven't heard of him. Obviously, you got other players on the Nuggets that are, doing a lot better than him, like MPJ and Jokic and Jamal Murray and Aaron Gordon. So. But I see the Monte Morris comparison. Lonzo Ball, he's that all-around kind of player. I do see that as well. So we got Devin Vassell on the Spurs, who I will look up his stats because I'm going to be honest, I don't watch Spurs games. So I don't know how he's doing this year. 5 points a game. Let's look at his per 36 numbers if it'll show us. Because if he's not playing much minutes a night, it'll be interesting. To see what his per 36 numbers, because that gives you like a good estimate of what he'd be doing if he was playing all these minutes, right? So 11 points per game, 2 steals per game if he was playing the whole game. Obviously, these are inflated stats, but he was coming into the draft as a good shooter, and he's been a good shooter. So Mikal Bridges, I do see. I don't see a Danny Green. Defensive stats are hard to come by on these websites, and you can't see a true player's, what a true player really is, just from stats. So I don't really have much insight on that player. Isaac Okoro hasn't been the greatest for a top 5 pick. That's as much as I can say. We got comparisons to Jimmy Butler for Isaac Okoro. Let me look at his. Before I judge him too much, Isaac Okoro. Let me look at his 3-point percentage. So 31%. That does make sense for him to be compared to Jimmy Butler as like a 3-and-D type of player. Justice Winslow, I do see a little bit. I think Justice Winslow has more handles than Isaac Okoro. So Patrick Williams, probably like a top 5 rookie out of this class, I'd say. I'm pretty confident in saying that. I think his upside is top 5 at least. I don't know if he's playing like a top 5 rookie. But we got Jason Tatum Rudy Gay. I see the OG Anunoby. I've heard the comparisons to, the Kawhi Leonards of the world. But yeah, I like Patrick Williams. I think he has very high upside. And yeah, Obi Toppin, kind of disappointing this year. John Collins, Marvin Bagley, and Kyle Kuzma. I do see the Kyle Kuzma. Maybe it's just because they're both light skins, but yeah, that's pretty fair. Tyrese Maxey, he had that one good 40-point game, and he's kind of dropped from the rotation, So you can't judge him too much. He's a rookie. I shouldn't be so harsh on these rookies. 7 points a game on a contending team is still good. 15 minutes a night, even as a rookie, is pretty good. So I shouldn't shit on him too much. He's being compared to Jared Jack, though. That's kind of funny. That's kind of doing him dirty, though. Maybe Jared Jack had a good season, and I just wasn't there to witness it. He had a 15.5 point per game season at the age of 28, so maybe that's a good comparison to Jared Jack. I don't know. But yeah, let's keep it moving. Stop with the memes. Cole Anthony being compared to Colin Sexton. Yeah, they both like to put up shots. Austin Rivers, okay. RJ Hampton, Zach LaVine. What? Okay. I see Dante Exum right here. That makes a lot of obviously. I'm trying to go into the mind of the writer who wrote this thing. And all these players, Zach LaVine, Jordan Clarkson, Dante Exum, all look pretty similar to RJ Hampton. So maybe that was his reasoning. Obviously, I think RJ Hampton will grow into a streaky shooter like Jordan Clarkson. I do see more Dante Exum in him though. Than both these players. So I like that comparison, actually. Haven't watched much of Kira Lewis Jr., but De'Aaron Fox comparisons. Maybe he's speedy like Fox. He's kind of skinny like him, so maybe that's the thing. Darren Collison, Ish Smith, okay. That's not really blowing me away. Aaron Nesmith, getting rotational minutes with the Celtics. Obviously, I would have preferred them to, maybe trade away that pick and get a more proven player than just keep playing their rookies. 14 minutes a night. Let's look at his per 36 numbers. 9 points. Six rebounds. Okay. Not really the most efficient player. Got to get that field goal percentage up. But player comparisons to Buddy Hield when he's shooting 32% from three. Okay, I guess that's decent. Maybe he was doing better in college. Yeah, he was 52% from three in college, that is crazy. Saddiq Bey, top 5 rookie this year. I don't know if his potential is top 5, but yeah. Who do we got here? Chris Middleton and Cameron Johnson. He is a 6'8". I thought he was 6'4". 6'8", and he shoots that well. Damn. Okay, that makes sense. That he's being compared to those players. Okay, this list is long as hell. Okay, because we're already, what are we at? 14 minutes. Let's see. I'm not gonna do every single player. Jalen Smith, haven't seen enough of him. Serge Ibaka, Chris Boucher. Okay. Precious Achiuwa. I like some Precious. I love Precious. I do see Kenneth Faried in him. I do see that. Just these high energy, like Nene and Kenneth Faried, just high energy centers. I think that's what Precious Achiuwa can bring to this league. Poku, I just reacted to my first reaction of him last night. He's being compared to Tony Kuruk. I am not familiar with Tony Kuruk, but I guess we can check him out. Played till 2000. I do know who this is. He was on the Bulls, wasn't he? Yeah, he was. Did he win those championships? I believe he did, because I saw snippets of the what is that Michael Jordan documentary? But I saw snippets of Tony Kuruc on that. So that's pretty good. I mean, he put up 15 points a game, second year in the league. Long career. How tall was he? He was, I guess I can look it up because it's not going to tell me. I don't know why I looked up his age. 6'11", that makes sense then. I was going to say, if you're going to compare Poku to someone, it would have to be someone tall. Dragan Bender obviously didn't turn out to be much. Yeah. Theo Maledon, another player I reacted to last night. Player comparison, DeLon Wright. I was trying to figure it out while reacting to that game who he reminds me of. A little bit of Ish Smith. I did see his name up in this article before. I forget which player it was. Maybe Aaron Nesmith. I'm not sure. But DeLon Wright, not the best comparison. I do like Ish Smith for Theo Maledon, which isn't a bad comparison. Haven't seen too much of Tyrell Terry in this league, but CJ McCollum, jeez. Steve Kerr, that's kind of funny. Jaden McDaniels. Hornets player. We got a Hornets player. Cameron Reddish. He's a little bit lengthier than Cameron Reddish. Doesn't have that developed shot like Cameron Reddish, but if that's what he can turn into, that would help our Hornets in the long run, because Cameron Reddish is not, at the forefront of what the Hawks are doing this year. Like, he's not like that good of a player for them, but I mean, if he can turn into 11 points per game, oh my God, his 3-point percentage 26%. What was he shooting? He was shooting 32 and he's down. Okay, he's having a bad year. But if he turns into like 11 point per game score, he just had 21 last night, so anything's possible. We got Desmond Bane, Joe Harris, and Gary Trent Jr. It'll be interesting how he develops as a 6'6" wing. I see right here. He's already 22 years old. But I do see the shooting with Gary Trent Jr. I do see that, but I think Gary Trent Jr. has elevated himself so much where he's just, he's more than a shooter. He can take you off the dribble. He can pass a little bit. His playmaking is not really there, but if Desmond Bane can grow into what Gary Trent Jr., that'll help the Grizzlies a ton. I just want to see if there's any other players that are worth noting. Xavier Tillman's been pretty good this year. What is Al Horford? Yeah, Xavier Tillman can shoot it. That's why that Al Horford comparison's probably there. Isaiah Stewart is probably a top 10 rookie this year. Zach Randolph, Derek Favors, interesting. I see the Zach Randolph. I do see that. Josh Green hasn't played enough this year. And we went through the whole article. It only took 18 minutes, but we made it. So if you like this video, subscribe, like, all that jazz, and I'll see you guys later.